Windows XP Tune-Up video number 3. Now we're going to look at Adware and Spyware. I'm going to show you a couple of utilities that are free for use. These utilities, when you use the free versions, they do not provide support for the products, so you will not be able to use their support options. The first utility we're going to look at is Adware, which deals with spyware and adware. So we're going to connect to the internet, or if you have cable or DSL modem, you can go ahead and just select the Internet Explorer icon to launch your internet. We're going to switch our address to www.download.com. and then either select Enter or Go. Once on the download.com homepage, of course it's still loading here, so give me just a moment. There's a section on this page called Most Popular, and the way you would access that is by scrolling down. And of course I need to scroll to the right a little ways, and here you have your most popular downloads. Of course we see the Adware SE Personal Edition here. We're going to go ahead and select that entry. Once on the Adware SE Personal Edition page, go ahead and select Download Now. Okay, and we're going to select Save. Choose your save in location. Mine is the desktop. If you need to alter that information to save it to a particular folder, you can use the drop-down menu to choose a separate drive or folder. And we're going to select Save. Okay, the download is complete, so now we're going to go ahead and minimize or close the Internet Explorer window. And we see our installer here on our desktop. If you chose a different location, be sure to browse to that location. And we're going to double left click the installer to start the install process. It says the publisher could not be verified. Are you sure you want to run this software? I'm going to go ahead and select Run. Okay, and here we're at the welcome screen, and we're going to go ahead and close any other programs we have running to ensure the proper installation. And we'll select Next. Be sure to read and agree to the license agreement, because I assure you it will not install unless you do agree. And select Next. Here's the destination folder. I'm going to leave it as default. If you do not have enough room on your current hard drive, you can use the browse option to choose a different drive and folder location, and then select Next. I'm going to choose anyone who uses this computer because this is a very handy utility, and I would like for all the users on the computer to go ahead and have access to it. So I will select that option and select Next. And it says you're now ready to install. I will select Next again. Okay, here you have a couple of options. Open help file. I'm going to go ahead and deselect that entry. I will leave Perform a full system scan now and update definition of file now, and then select Finish. It's going to go ahead and connect and ensure you have the latest definition file for identifying spyware. And now it's starting the scan. This can take a little while, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video until that process completes. One other thing I wanted to note was that you can watch the scan here. It'll show you the objects recognized, whether it's a process, a module, a registry key or value, or a file or folder identified. Typically when registry entries are located, it will require a restart, in order to remove those entries, because the Windows registry is only read on startup. As well, sometimes if a file cannot be removed, Adware will notify you and ask you if it can run upon startup to have exclusive access to the drive. You can tell it yes, and the next time you restart, it will perform a scan with exclusive access, which makes it able to go ahead and delete those entries. Okay, now the scan has completed. I do this scan pretty regularly, so you'll notice I only have two critical objects. To review these objects, you can select critical objects and see what type they are, which these appear to be tracking cookies. I'm going to go ahead and right-click the first open select box and choose Select All Objects. Of course, that's a lot handier when you have more than two, so I just wanted to show you that option. Then I'm going to go ahead and select Next, and those have been cleaned. On the main page, you can see the definition file, which includes the date that the definition file was loaded. You can review details about that definition file, including the date that it was created on, which was the 5th month, 24th day of 2005. They update those definitions about once a month. Okay, we're going to go ahead and close that program. Now we're going to look at antivirus, a free utility. So go ahead and reconnect to the internet, or if you use cable or DSL modem, simply select your Internet Explorer icon. Let me maximize this. Okay, you will need to go to www.google.com. As you see, I'm already here. I have that as my default page. And in the search box, we're going to need to type AVG free antivirus. And then we're going to select Google Search. Well, I'm sorry, I misspelled that. Let me add another E here. And we'll go ahead and select Google Search. Okay, and the first entry is AVG Free Advisor Free Antivirus Software. And it's at free.grysoft.com. That is the company name that produces that particular title. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. And here we are at the AVG Antivirus Free. We'll go ahead and select that entry. Okay, once on the next page, we're going to go ahead and scroll down. And as you note here, you do not get technical support or updates, but that does not include virus definition files. You do get those. And we'll go ahead and select the download free version. And at the top of the next page, you see here AVG free for Windows installation files. We're going to go ahead and click on the AVG 7.1 free. Once again, we're going to select Save. Choose your save in location. Once again, my default is where I choose to download those things to. So we're going to go ahead and select Save once you've chosen your download location. And I'm going to go ahead and pause this once again while this downloads, just to save time. Okay, my download has completed. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and close the Internet Explorer window. And here on my desktop, I see the AVG installer. I'm going to invoke the installation process by double left clicking. You can see here the publisher name, and I'm going to go ahead and select yes, I want to run this file. Here at the welcome screen, you can read this information. Go ahead and select Next to continue the installation process. You will need to review the license agreement just to ensure that you wish to go ahead and use this, because they will not be held responsible on a free version as to what this may do to your computer. Once again, you do not receive support for this program. So once you review the license agreement, select Accept. And here it's notifying this is a free edition intended for personal use only. It cannot be used in a commercial environment. And I'm going to go ahead and select Accept. I'm going to go ahead and once again select the standard installation and then select Next. Under username, I'm just going to input test. You can input your own username and select Next. Here it's allowing you to review the information to make sure that you did not need to change your destination folder. I'm going to go ahead and select Finish. Okay, the installation is complete. I'm going to go ahead and select OK. And it'll notify that you have completed the install of the program. Of course, here you see a warning that the internal virus database is out of date. Let's see here. We're going to go ahead and complete the process by selecting Next. And here on the next screen you can check for updates. I'm going to go ahead and allow it to do that. And I'm going to tell it to check the internet. And there is a priority database update. I'm going to go ahead and select Update. And we see the download database coming in now. Update was successfully finished. I'm going to go ahead and select OK. If you do not select OK, you can see that it has a countdown monitor, and we'll select that for you. And now that we've checked for updates, I'm going to go ahead and select Next. And here you can create a rescue disk. Your rescue disk contains all the files necessary to run AVG SOS application for your computer. If your system areas should become infected. In case of infection or virus damage to these areas, the rescue disk will be used to restore the affected areas. The rescue disk is also critical for removing certain viruses from your system. Of course, they do strongly recommend you create one of these. I'm going to go ahead and bypass this option. If you do use this, you will either need a floppy or a writable CD drive to complete this action. I'm going to go ahead and select Next now. And of course it wants to scan your computer as well as all the files on your hard drive. We're going to go ahead and have it scan the computer now that it is updated. And I will pause this screen while the scan completes. Okay, the scan finally completed. It took approximately 30 minutes for the scan to complete. You can see your results in the result window. As well, you can select details to see more of your details about the scan, and it shows OK. So we can go ahead and close that window now. Alright, now we're back to our free registration, so go ahead and select Next, and your computer is protected, so select Continue. Alright, this is the main interface, and let me go ahead and close this and show you how to access it again once you restart your computer. Either you can use the AVG free icon on your desktop, or you can right click the little yellow, black, green, and red icon in your sys tray and select Launch AVG Control Center. And here we have several options. We can view the update manager, and of course next update check schedule on 7/20/2006. It will do it approximately every 5 days and go ahead and install any automatic updates for you. In your window as well, there's a scheduler system here. And of course you can schedule automatic scans to run when you want. Let's see here, we'll go ahead and close this. And as well, on the main interface there's a check for updates button in case you're unsure if your program is up to date. I have the scheduler highlighted, and I'm going to go schedule task. And here's a test plan, the few scheduled tasks that they input, the update plan. If you want to do a new schedule, you can create your own schedule, and it'll tell you that you're doing so, and select OK. Or if you want to simply edit a schedule, you can periodically start scheduled antivirus tests. Start daily. This is, I believe, military time, so do be sure to go ahead and select a time that your computer will be on. Here is a option that if your computer is not on, if missed, start immediately when computer starts up. You can go ahead and select that option and select OK. On the email scanner, you can highlight the email scanner and select Properties to review all of your plugins. Of course, it installed Outlook because I use Outlook extensions. And select OK once you've reviewed it. The Avg Resident Shield actually is the program that keeps viruses from coming into your computer while the AVG is active. You can select Properties once you highlight that. Okay, you can select all files to scan. That is recommended. Scan infectable files. This will put less pressure on your computer whenever it's scanning. You can scan floppy drives, and let's review the advanced settings. Scan all files is by default now, so the advanced settings are disabled because I have told it to already scan all files. So now that your antivirus is installed, you have scanned your computer, I would recommend that if you schedule your computer antivirus scan, to have it scan at least once a week. That's typically what most people recommend, in most companies as well. Okay, that concludes our video over adware and virus software. We'll go ahead and see you in the next video.